disruptive innovation comes when you bring in that, kind of external, that kind of left field actor who nobody feels has anything to contribute.
Yeah.
And actually, that's where you get the disruption then. And that's the reason I would have been such a champion on gender equality and diversity and inclusion, because, I always felt there were communities, within the Defence Forces in many ways who were gagged, who were not given an opportunity to actually express points of view.
Yeah.
And we were doing a workshop around, just innovation. And somebody asked the question, had we ever tried dynamic scheduling for our patrols? And I said, dynamic scheduling, yeah, dynamic scheduling.
So
I've been in the Navy for 30 years. I knew the front end of a ship. I knew the back end. I knew the engine room. I knew the bridge. I knew the power. Each engine had 1,200 horsepower. I knew everything about the Navy. And here was this person asking me how I should patrol with the ship.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, what does that mean? And they said, well, taking all the data you have for the last 30 years and, analysing it and deciding where's the best place to go, to actually have the most effect. And there was a eureka moment, and we started doing that then, going back, looking at, let's say, around this time of year, earlier, let's say May, I remember going to points where there was nothing, showing on sightings or radars or anything about a particular fishing activity because there was a megrim spawning in this area.
Yeah.
And I remember going blind there. We had no indication except the data told us fishers go after undersized megrim in this area this time of year. And guess what? There they were, fishing for undersized megrim at this time of year. And we got 2 arrests that day. That person, first of all, was not in the Navy.
Yeah.
Secondly, that person was a woman. And for me, then it drew me back. Here we had somebody with an external perspective, showing us that if we have too much male groupthink, at that time we had 93% males in the organization, we were to some degree just, playing the same game all the time, whereas we needed to be disruptive.
Yeah.
And that's the piece you need for disruptive innovation.